Well, we're at the semi-final stage here of this Allam British Open 2012. All to play for in this very spectacular arena. So our first match coming up for you involving James Willstrop, the #1 seed and world #1. He takes on Ramy Ashour, the #4 seed from Egypt. And then the second semi-final, an all-English encounter between Nick Matthew, the #3 seed. He takes on compatriot Peter Barker, the #6 seed. Well, you can see the top half of the draw there. James Willstrop coming through quite comfortably into the semi-final stage. Ramy Ashour being slightly tested by Shabana. And then in the bottom half, Nick Matthew, a solid performance with Lawrence Anjima, and Peter Barker, a real battle, and what a victory for the Englishman over the #2 seed, Gregory Gaultier. Well, I'm Joey Barrington, and joining me in the commentary box for today's semi-final stage, Paul Johnson. Good afternoon, Paul.
Good afternoon, Joey.
And your MC for today's semi-final, Sue Thurl.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you could get to your seats, please. We are about to bring the players onto court now for this first men's semi-final. And it does promise to be an absolute classic in the making. It features a young Egyptian player who is one of the most gifted shot makers you will ever see on a squash court. He came through an enthralling match yesterday, beating Shabana in 5 games. He's a former world #1, current world #4, and #4 seed at these championships as well. Please put your hands together for Ramy Ashour. Ramy is 10-year-old Perry Malik. He is with Sussex under-11 boys. He's their county champion, and he's Sussex #1. And he's England boys under-11's national ranked #1. Lots of ones there. Give him a big clap. Now, next, we're going to bring on court a man who also is used to lots of #1s behind his name. He is the world #1. He is also the #1 seed at this championship. He's a 3-time losing finalist. Can it be 4th time lucky this time out? Please welcome James Willstrop. With him today is Harry Holliday, who has just turned 11. He plays at the Reigate Squash Club. He's been playing since he was 8 years old. He's a huge squash fan. And his ambition, he says, is he wants to beat his county coach one day. I think he's got every chance. Give him a big clap, please. Officials for this one: centre referee John Massarella, left referee Tony Parker, and right referee Wendy Danzy.
Well, Ramy Ashour really is such an exciting player, and it's wonderful to see the young Egyptian now fully healthy and getting back stuck into this PSA World Tour. We caught up with Ramy Ashour earlier today to hear his views on this prestigious tournament so far.
Well, winning the British Open for me would mean something really, really big. Because first of all, I haven't won it before. I've just won it in the juniors. I've won it 4 times in the juniors, which is quite nice, but I mean, in the seniors to win the British Open, such a prestigious big name like this, it'd be something amazing, especially when it came back stronger than the past years with the bigger prize money and the bigger sponsors, and Mr. Allam is putting a great effort in it, and this is something we're all very proud of. In 12th first round, I played Daryl Selby. He was, you know, a favorite, of course, to the crowd, and I mean, surprisingly, the crowd was, you know, cheering to me a little bit, so that was nice. And second round I played Borja Goleno, which was a very tough match. I was down 2-love and I came back, and I'm glad I did this and I won the match. Third match I played Shabana, Amr Shabana, and I won in 5 as well. So, I mean, James is a pretty, you know, he's a pretty smart guy on court, and he knows. And he's very talented. His Egyptian British. He has the skills, and he has the racket manipulation and deceptions, and he knows how to play in all different angles of the court, and he has alternatives as well. So it's hard to play him. Besides that, he's a big guy, so you have to play the right shot at the right place, so you wouldn't get stuck, you know. So yeah, I mean, he's the world champion at the moment. He's been doing really well for the last couple of months, and I think he deserves to be there. So it should be a good, fair match as always.
Well, Ramy Ashour looking as relaxed as ever. He's at 24 years of age. He has been a world champion and a world #1. He won that El Gouna International in his native country of Egypt just a couple of weeks ago, beating James Willstrop in that final. Well, James Willstrop has not won this British Open. He's been in 3 finals. He's looked very good throughout the tournament. Let's hear what the tall Yorkshireman had to say about his performances so far.
Winning the British Open is a huge target for all of us. We all value the British so highly. It's so prestigious. It's always been probably the second, or if not equal, to the World Championships. So everybody puts it right up there, and obviously really trying to win the event. English crowds are fantastic, and they're really knowledgeable, but the more shouting and the more they can get behind English players, obviously like myself, the better, and it'd be great to hear them today. In the first round I played Simon Rosner from Germany, and won 3-love. In the second round I beat Alistair Walker 3-1, and quarterfinals was Mohammed El Shabagi, and I won 3-love. Obviously Ramy is one of the most skillful and extremely talented players that probably has played the game, and obviously being Egyptian, he likes to take the ball in short. Hopefully, as I've been saying, I've got to try and stop him doing all the things he likes to do, and I'll be just concentrating on that really, but really looking forward to the match. Semi-final against Ramy Ashour is a really exciting prospect.
Well, James Willstrop at the pinnacle of his career, world #1. He's 28 years of age, and he won that North American Open back in February, beating Ramy Ashour in the final of that event. So these two players are on song for what should be one of the classic matches of the year. Well, here we have the last 5 meetings. You can see the retirement there. James Willstrop in El Gouna, a little bit of a problem with the floor. And then in the North American Open, Willstrop playing a masterclass of tactical squash, beating the mercurial Egyptian 3-love. And then you see the dominance of Ashour, and then Willstrop sneaking a victory in the World Series finals. So it's 12-5 in favour of Ramy Ashour, but Willstrop is certainly playing the best squash to date of his career. Well, what a interesting route through to this semi-final stage, PJ, for Ramy Ashour. I mean, the match he played with the great Amr Shabana in the quarter-finals was extraordinary. It was 5 games, it was just 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was bizarre, wasn't it, really, Joey? It was rather difficult to commentate on as well, because we saw some sublime squash at times, but also some rather random and poor squash, especially by their standards. For me, the defining moment so far for Ramy Ashour was when he was playing against Gorlan in the round previously. He was actually just 3 points away from an early exit, in this year's British Open, and sometimes it's those moments where they can turn a tournament around. And since then, we have seen a much more focused and concentrated Ramy Ashour, and that could be a real deciding factor for this match today.
Well, when we talk about a tactical masterclass, you see Amir Waghi there, the Egyptian national coach, just giving a few last-minute words. I mean, Ramy Ashour is a very difficult character to try and coach in between games because he's so unpredictable. Everything's instinctual. Now, he needs to find his length and his line and extend the rallies and play at that type of fast pace that's natural to him. But James Willstrop used a very clever tactic in the North American Open where he used a lot of height, he slowed the ball down, kept it very, very close to the sidewall, not giving Ashour any angles. Now, Willstrop's got the ability to do that again. He's got the best ball control on the PSA World Tour. So we are going to see a real tactical battle between these two guys. There's going to be a lot of extravagant stuff at the front of the court, but there's going to be huge amount of intellectual thinking going on, PJ. So I'm not sure how much we'll be able to commentate on that respect.
It certainly makes for another brilliant semi-final of the British Open. We've been treated to some classics over the years. Just get the feeling this is going to be up there.
Well, you can just see as our sky view camera sweeps down, Ramy Ashour just doing a few last-minute stretches. He really has improved his physical conditioning. He's got his body in tip-top condition. He's lean. The crowd, absolutely packed house here at the O2 Arena. So I'm sure the London crowd here will get behind the #1 player in the world, with him being English, and really rev up the situation for James Willstrop. Because I can tell you, if this was in Egypt, it would be absolutely ballistic. Well, out of the two semi-finals we've got today, I really do feel that this is going to be the most exciting. And also the factor where you had Ramy Ashour dealt with James Willstrop in Elguna, and James Willstrop had dealt with Ramy Ashour in North American Open, so it's this kind of swinging backwards and forwards.
Well, I think you made the point earlier, Joey, that James Willstrop is going to have to keep the ball extremely straight and extremely tight, and take away any sort of dangerous play from Ashour, which we know he possesses. For me, James Willstrop is pretty much the one and only player on tour that has the racket skills to do that over a long period of time. So as you said, it makes for a very interesting tactical clash here.
Well, Ramy Ashour kicking off the first semi-final of this Allam British Open 2012.
Down.
Well, first blood to the Englishman there, and an early unforced error from Ramy Ashour. You can see he's already trying to settle himself down. There's no doubt there's a lot of nerves flying around between these two players. So I think we'll see a little bit of tentative squash just at the early stages, but once things start to open up and any nerves are gotten rid of, I think we could be in for a classic.
Well, look at that. That is an unbelievable strike from Willstrop. Not holding back at all, leaping onto the cross-court from Ashour. So the perfect start here for the tall Yorkshireman, 2-love. Well, that's not a bad response either.
1-2.
Already had a quality start.
It's good front court work there from James Willstrop. Just bringing in the movement of Ramy Ashour here.
Well, any time Willstrop gets an opportunity on the front corners, he's going to put it in very close to the sidewall. I don't know how he got that one back.
Well, he's using every inch of that 6'5" stature he has.
Well, Ramy Ashour's not looking really to play himself in again. He's actually attacking as quickly as he can.
Oh, there's Willstrop. Can see just completely taking the sting out of the attack from Ramy Ashour here.
Look at that power from that typical wrist there of Ashour.
Yes, lad. 3-1.
Willstrop just showing that he could get to the ball. So part of James Willstrop's game that has improved so much over the last 5 to 6 months, PJ, is his retrieval abilities. He always looks like he's out of position and somehow he gets balls back.
Down.
Oh, it's just another unforced error from Ashour there. So a good start for the Englishman.
4-1.
We have seen this of Ramy Ashour in pretty much every one of his matches leading up to this semi-final. Can make some really silly errors at the early stages and gives an awful lot of points away to his opponents. But he has this ability to suddenly turn that on its head and hit outright winners from very similar positions. So that's what just makes him even more exciting to watch, because you just don't know what you're going to get from him.
Yes, lad. 4-1.
No, that is true, PJ, but also he's got away with it through the other rounds, only just, but when he's coming up against the best player in the world at the moment, he cannot give those cheap points away. James Willstrop will make hardly any unforced errors.
Yes, lad.
We can see the intent of Ashour, and it's the right tactic. It's his natural game, is to try and hit very hard, get on the volley, keep the pace quick, keep Willstrop moving from the tee line.
Trademark backhand counter drop from James Willstrop here. That's an area we will see the Englishman trying to exploit
5-1
against Willstrop, and you can see there fading into the sidewall extremely tight. Another great shot from the Englishman here.
Well, he's not missed anything yet. Willstrop serving at 5-1.
And down. 2-5.
So a good turnaround here from Ashour. That will settle the nerves of the Egyptian. Oh, look at that.
Well, it's a trademark shot from Ramy Ashour. It's his confident shot. When he starts finding that
3-5.
cross-court nick on the backhand, it seems to bring a real positivity to his rest of his game, and he seems to release himself. I can see his body language now. He's literally like a kangaroo. He's bounding around the court.
Down.
He's made the error there on a slightly sloppy shot from
And
Willstrop. So the Englishman a bit
6-3.
fortunate with this one. But he's woken himself up. I mean, he's got a very unusual movement, Ramy Ashour. He's very plyometric, but he really is now looking to bound and get on that tee line to try and hurry Willstrop's movement.
Down.
Again, another unforced error. So
7-3.
shaky start here from the Egyptian. As you said, Joey, I don't think we've seen an unforced error so far from Willstrop, so tactically has to be advantage England here.
Down.
And again, off the
Oh,
top of
that's
his toes,
83.
Ramy Ashour. That's twice James Willstrop's hit the front wall sidewall join here, brought the ball into the middle of the court, and Ashour, trying to play the ball, has forced another error.
Well, he's smiling at himself, but he's got to get his head in gear here, because James Willstrop has got a 5-point lead at 8-3.
As you mentioned, the order of play here today, Joe, we saw 3 English players and just Ramy Ashour as the sole Egyptian still in this event. And if I remember, if my facts stand correct here, I think it's Adam Abu Talib who was the last Egyptian to win this title back in 1966. So we're looking at 56 years, I think, before an Egyptian's last won this event. So, obviously no pressure, Ramy. Great rally.
And out.
Well, can Ramy Ashour start to salvage something here?
4-8.
Well, another interesting fact as well, Joe. You look at Ramy Ashour, he's made 4 or 5 unforced errors in this game. When he settles down and he gets his basic game in order, you see a complete turnaround in the swing of the match, don't you? He's just so much more patient, and his shot selection is that much more purposeful. When he's just more random and firing in too quickly, makes far too many errors and practically gives that game away.
Sure.
Oh, look at the reach there from Willstrop.
Oh, look at this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous movement from both players. Oh, it's a brilliant rally. Absolutely brilliant. Mesmerising stuff from both these players. Exploding onto the ball. Willstrop putting it in and then looking for the volley, but the width being punched past him with that trademark wrist of Ashour. So that's fired the Egyptian up, PJ.
That's fired everybody up, Joey, I think.
In fact, you're on fire.
Well, that's exactly what this match needed, wasn't it, really?
5-8.
Any pre-match nerves would have gone completely out the window now. And we've got a match on our hands.
Well, it just gets the adrenaline going, and you see the focus of Ashour now. He was smiling and looking quite bewildered, and now he's really got that focus. Oh! That's just come from nowhere.
6-8.
So here's the other side of the coin with Ashour, taking very quick points. Just 2 points behind now at 6-8.
Well, completely wrong footing, Willstrop there.
Well, Willstrop just hanging on in this rally. Ashour is dominating with all this pressure from the volleys.
Also, it's the reduction of unforced errors, Joey. I'm convinced that the Egyptian just makes too many mistakes early on and gives that initial lead to some of his opponents here, but this is a lot better.
Well, that's gonna... Let's have a look at this decision.
It's pretty high, it's quite high. We're going to see a review here.
This is the first video review of the semi-final.
It's also the first decision, I think. It's pretty straightforward.
9-6.
Well, I thought he was going for a review there. We see here, Willstrop puts it in. It's quite high. He's charging forward.
I'm surprised we haven't seen in a review
Very strange
from
he's not gone,
Ashour there.
particularly at the business end of the first. Well, it's taken Willstrop now to 9-6. Each player is able to have a video review on a let, no let or stroke decision.
Yes, let. 9-6.
Willstrop just taking an extra bit of time just to set himself.
Also, just to try and nullify any sort of momentum that Ashour may have built up over the 4-5 rallies we've just seen. Did see a real switch in play there from the Egyptian. And as you said, Joe, a completely different focus. It's good work there.
Has he got it back? He's doing cool sprints. This is unbelievable. Oh, he's made the error! Willstrop's made the error. Ramy Ashour was scurrying around the court doing 3 or 4 different court sprints there. And James Willstrop, you really would bet your life that he was going to get this one up, just sneaking the top of the tin.
7-9.
Things really hotting up here, and it's not just PJ's tan.
Yes, let. 7-9.
He's scratching the back of his head there, Ashour. Should I review or not? think the ball's pretty far up the court here, and he takes Willstrop with him, so
Yeah,
I think
no,
they should
that's
remain elect.
clear cut. So Ashour serving at 7-9. Oh, it's beautiful. That's too good there, and that's what he needs to do. Step up on the volley drop. Just within 1 point here. 8-9. Oh, this is unbelievable. He keeps running through and literally just doing court sprints. He's not lunging in any way.
Yes, lad.
Well, it's another fantastic rally between these two players. Couldn't have asked for a better start to this first men's semi-final. Both players playing very well indeed.
Oh, it's fantastic stuff. It's just what all the
Yes.
squash fans would
8-9,
want.
yes.
Both these
Yeah.
players complementing each other with their styles, playing well at the same time.
Yes, lad. 8-9.
Got massive points here. Willstrop had a fairly commanding lead in this first game, but a real turnaround from Ashour. He's starting to look much more settled on this court now. Really has tidied things up.
This is also the warmest it's been here at the O2 through the whole of the tournament, so the ball is bouncing that much more in the front of the court.
Yes, lad. 8-9.
You can see Ashour's court coverage. He's springing forward so quickly. So another let ball at 8-9. Oh, that's unbelievable hands from Willstrop. How's he get this? Is and he's done it again. That's too good. Ramy Ashour sprinting into the front right-hand corner. James Willstrop this time managing to send it
Game ball.
away from this rapid-like Egyptian. So Willstrop keeps his cool. The Englishman serving with 2 game balls.
Down.
Well, there's an error, poor error from Ramy Ashour. They'll be disappointed that's a sad way to lose that opening game, but what an opener from James Willstrop here.
So you just see Vanessa Atkinson there, James Willstrop's girlfriend. 16 minutes of superb squash. James Willstrop takes it 11-8. He now leads by 1 game to love.
Well, just as we expected here, slightly shaky start from Ramy Ashour. Willstrop came out looking very comfortable on this court. Number 1 seed took the game to the Egyptian, forced a lot of errors out of the very talented right-hander, but in the end he started to really button down here. Ramy Ashour, his length improved, his width improved. You saw a complete switch in his mindset, and in the end started to get on top of James Willstrop just towards the end of this opening game. Too little too late, you'd feel, for the Egyptian, but a great opener from Willstrop. It's a crucial start that he's got himself off to, the Englishman. and he's going to need to continue with this kind of game plan if he's going to get himself through to the final here. But what a match we've got on our hands now.
Well, we certainly have, and both these players starting to really get into this match. Ramy Ashour losing out in that first game, but he started to play the game that can trouble James Willstrop. All credit to the Englishman, his strength of mind and calmness. He's very calm, he doesn't panic when you've got this Egyptian flying around the court. You can see here his court coverage, and it's extraordinary what he's doing. It's like a 100-meter sprinter, charging backwards and forwards, always putting pressure on Willstrop, always putting pressure on him.
He's contained him, hasn't he, there, James Willstrop? He's done a very good job. That was the best of Ramy Ashour that we saw there from the midsection of that first game. James Willstrop, he's won the opening game. Psychologically, that's got to be a massive boost for the Englishman. So it's going to be a real test of Willstrop's tenacity and his patience. If he can continue this will then bring in the question of Ramy Ashour and how he is mentally. That's a huge blow for the Egyptian. He's 1-0 down, and he's got a lot of work to do to get himself back into this now.
Certainly has, but one of the positive signs is that it's the first match where he's actually started playing well in the first game.
Yep.
So let's see what he can do. We know that he's possibly the quickest at score. Well, he is definitely the quickest at scoring outright winners and points. So he can accumulate points for fun. But James Willstrop, if he keeps the accuracy levels up, then it's going to make it even tougher for Ashour. So again, we've got this swinging backwards and forwards. It's an intriguing affair between these two titans, and I'm looking forward to this second game. Again, Willstrop using lots of height on the front wall when he can, just to give Ashour no pace to work off. The Egyptian, when the ball's coming onto his racket very quickly, that's when he's able to play his attacks even more extreme than usual. Well, it's ferocious, absolutely ferocious there. Just see Jahangir Khan in the near view, one of the squash greats at the British Open, and he really is a big fan of Ramy Ashour.
Cool, I'd love to have seen those two play, Joey, back in the day. Another great classic. It's too good there. The wrist of Ashour completely wrong-footed. Willstrop, backhand volley across his body. Just couldn't turn quick enough there, the Englishman. And a great start to this second game from Ramy Ashour now. Well,
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, though, how he's able to get the ball onto the front wall.
It's the forehand drop of Willstrop that I feel he's putting himself under a little bit of pressure here. The accuracy of his backhand drop at the moment is a lot better than his forehand side. So quite a few opportunities in this front corner. That's better. It's a switch of play there from James Willstrop.
Very clever play. Such clever play there from the Englishman. You don't see this very much in the modern game, where a person will hold the ball, then lob it back, but it's an effective tactic. We've seen Ashour just charges forward when he anticipates. So Willstrop now serving at 1-3 in this second game.
At 1-3. Stroke to Ashour. And out.
There's no argument from Willstrop there. He had counter drop. Soft balance, fully stretched, and Ashour is patiently waiting behind him to try and play the ball there.
Down.
Well, he's made the error, so Willstrop again
2-4.
just 2 points behind, 2-4. Just trying to force it slightly, but it's pretty evident. I mean, he's going to attack both front corners, but he's more than happy to work into that front right-hand corner. As you pointed out, PJ, the drop shot of Willstrop not as accurate today as the backhand side for the Englishman.
Down.
Just as I said that, oh, he must be listening on the radio signals there. Look at this for a drop shot. That's more like it from Willstrop. Beautiful racket head. Open face, fading it very short. Not even Ashour's movement able to get that ball up.
That's what he needed there, James Willstrop, because he's had a few opportunities in that front right corner, and he's let Ramy back in the rally from a commanding position. And that finish there was absolutely exquisite.
Down.
And a real confidence builder. Having said that, he's just put that half chance into the tin, middle of the court.
5-3.
There's a good opportunity there for Willstrop.
Well, he knew it as well, Joey. I think he just got a little bit nervous there, just rushed a fraction.
Oh, look at that. He's just leaping onto the volley.
It's the racket head speed he generates from such a short swing there, Ashour.
I've said it before, he's got the lightest racket on the PSA World Tour. His weight of racket is around about 110 grams, and it's all headlight, so any weight is actually in the handle and in a little bit of the frame, not in the head. And it enables him with that wrist and timing to get so much power from a short punch.
Well, he's on a roll here.
Well, he's 7-3, it's a 4-point lead for Ashour. Starting to dominate this second game. He's releasing himself, he's starting to move Willstrop, continuing with every shot. He's not letting the Englishman settle up and down the walls. He's using all four corners cleverly here, PJ.
Well, he is, and we mentioned it in the first game, Joey, sorry, it's the elimination of unforced errors for me that shows that Ramy Ashour now is in a much better state of mind here. His control of the points in the court have been absolutely spot on. Since halfway through that first game, he took some momentum from that first. He came back towards Willstrop, and he's now really continued that momentum in this second game. And Willstrop now is being completely outclassed.
He is, but Willstrop will keep fighting, managing to react onto that backhand volley.
4-9.
He'll have to serve well. He knows that Ramy Ashour will go for something if it's slightly loose off the service. Excellent use
of play from Willstrop.
Height from the front wall. Somehow, I don't know how he's able to have got that out.
Down.
And there's the error from Ashour.
(5-9).
This next service coming up, PJ, do you think he'll elect to serve it at the body of Ashour? You can see where the Egyptian's standing. He's putting pressure on Willstrop already with his position. He's gone into the sidewall. Well, there's a massive taxi. A huge taxi.
Well, it's the mindset of Ramy Ashour, isn't it? We just see him wandering in and out of these kind of states of concentration. He's 9-3, looking in very, very good order. And all of a sudden, 2 unforced errors and a little bit of sloppy work, and Willstrop very quickly puts 3 points on the board. So we'll need to regroup here, Ramy Ashour. We know that he can do it pretty much instantly. Well, the tempo's gone up again here from Ashour. You can see the urgency in his movement, really leaping onto the ball.
An unbelievable burst from Ashour here. He's taking the ball so early.
Well, this is another gut-wrenching rally for Willstrop. He's made to work so hard, high, low, across the body.
Absolutely brutal. It's like a boxer taking blows at the midriff here.
10-6. Game ball.
Pretty much winding Willstrop with the pace. So Ashour now serves in prime position. 4 game balls to equalise. It's going to be a stroke.
Yep.
Stroke to Ashour. 11-6. Game to Ashour. Games are 1-all.
Well, Ashour really has got the animal instinct out there. 27 minutes of squash. Ashour striking back in the second, taking it 11-6. It's now 1 game all.
Well, just 8 minutes for this second game, but we saw again a real seesaw between these two players. Any pre-match nerves would have completely been gone by now, and we're starting to see some wonderful squash indeed. Ramy Ashour, who did take some momentum from that opening game, although he lost it, he's come out at the beginning of this second game and really taken the game to James Willstrop. His length has improved, his width has improved, his errors have completely diminished now, Ramy Ashour, and it's testing times for James Willstrop. He needs to get that ball a little bit higher up on the wall, away from the racket and away from the middle of Ramy Ashour, because he looks in very, very confident form now. Ashour, he's levelled the match up at 1-1, and he's got the bit between his teeth.
Well, we've got a few clips of how the Egyptian is getting on the ball very early in this second game, putting pressure on James Willstrop. This is right at the end of the second game here, and he's just charging forward. He's anticipating so quickly, and Willstrop's always overstretching, just getting the ball back in play.
You can see Willstrop has barely finished playing his shot here, and Ramy Ashour is already on to the next one. So again, that's another real quality that he possesses, Ramy Ashour, his ability to read his opponents. He kind of already guessing where the ball's going to be before the opponents hit it. So to have that in your weaponry is a real added bonus.
Just slightly, PJ. Basically what you're saying is that Ramy Ashour's psychic.
In a word, yes.
But what's also very different about his mannerisms is when he starts to go walkabout, he starts smiling and grinning at himself.
Yep.
And now he's got that beadiness about him, that animal instinct. You can see the focus, his eyes narrowing down.
It shows that his mind's not on the game, doesn't it, Joe? As you said, if he's looking out the court, if he's smiling, he's not focusing on the job in hand. But we've said it time and time again, what is so impressive about Ramy Ashour, that when it does get to the nitty-gritty part of the match, he does turn that around very, very quickly. And we saw it against Gorlan and we saw it against Shabana. When you felt that he'd lost his way and could possibly be going out of this tournament, you just see like a complete turnaround. So it's one of those, it always seems to be in the balance of the Egyptian, doesn't it? It all depends what he does. The game always...
Exactly. Absolutely. And that's not taking anything away from his opponents. I mean,
no.
But he's that extraordinary, he's that unique that it is down to whether he concentrates and doesn't hit errors or focuses and plays the squash where we're literally left completely aghast, because it's an original game that he plays and it's very unique. And he's starting to promote it very well here in this semi-final stage. You couldn't ask for a better situation. It's 1 game all. Now Willstrop has to respond. Ramy Ashour serving to kick off this third.
Well, James Willstrop here for me. The front court work just isn't quite accurate enough. And he's putting himself under a lot of unnecessary pressure here. Have to be careful, obviously. You can't completely take away the front court area, but against somebody like Ramy Ashour, if you do put him there with any sort of time and the accuracy levels aren't high...
PJ, just while you're talking there, do you see the movement? He's running in, smashing the shot, turning round, spinning round, and then charging backwards again. You can see it on the error there, but previously in that rally, I mean, you've got to be so quick to do that.
Oh, he is. Plain and simple.
Yes, lad.
For somebody of that stature, he's just so light and nimble on his toes. Rather reminiscent of Muhammad Ali.
Well, he is floating and stinging, I can assure you of that. It's 2-love now in this third game, and Willstrop's got to cool things down, and it's
trying
interesting.
to slow the pace here,
well, he is.
isn't he?
He's just taking his time, making Ashour wait to serve. Clever tactic from the Englishman, well within the rights of the game.
Well, we're seeing it again from Ramy Ashour here. He's leaping onto these, he's apologising there, but the intention was there from Ramy Ashour.
Well,
3-love.
You see it though, but how quickly he took it. Willstrop hadn't even moved, so the Egyptian completely and utterly firing on all 4 cylinders now. Willstrop desperately trying to keep the pace slow.
3-love, yes, lad.
A little bit of frustration here for James Willstrop.
Right
He must be starting to question and wonder exactly what it is he needs to do. Well, you can see there he's pointing to the back corners, and for me, that's exactly what he needs to do. The front of the court has been fired into just a little bit too regularly.
Five love.
Well, he's on fire here, Ramy Ashour.
Absolutely pulling away from Willstrop.
Oh, wonderful finish.
Textbook finish here from James Willstrop. Slightly loose from Ashour.
Well, it is, Joe, but the damage was done previously where he'd buried Ramy Ashour so far back in the court, the front then became more accessible. That's what he needs to get back to. His basic game for me is just dwindled away a little bit.
Sure.
Hand out. 6-1.
Referees didn't quite catch that one, but very honest here of James Willstrop. Double bounce.
Well, he always is. He's the gentleman on and off the court. Aptly nicknamed the marksman. And all the fans on the PSA World Tour feel that Ramy Ashour's nickname should be the artist.
Quite sure that that's worthy of a man of this talent, to be honest. He is a genius, there's no doubt.
1 or 2, 7-1 or 2? 1?
7-1.
Well, he's in the zone here, Ashour. You can see.
He's 7-1 up.
No, but you can just facial expressions, his whole body language now. His mind's on the game again, and
He's just every time he hits the ball, he's doing something with it, and he's rattling through these points. There's nobody that can get Willstrop
8-1.
out of position so quickly. 8-1.
I'm saying so quickly, Joey, the referees have barely got time to call the score before Ramy Ashour's looking to get forward and start the next rally. So,
well, we've had to actually slow motion his interviews. He talks so quickly on his interviews that we've had to put that on.
oh, look at this.
Down.
He's just made the world #1 or #1 seed here look very, very average at times.
9-1.
Look at this, 9-1 lead here in the third game.
Don't know many players that can actually take a game, possibly 11-1 against Willstrop. He's very close. See Willstrop just trying to get his length and line, try and salvage something. Oh, that's so early. Good perseverance from Willstrop, but what you'll find with the Englishman, he won't just
Hand out.
give up this game and look to regroup for the fourth game. He'll look to get back at Ashour and at least finish this game playing well and getting some type of basic game back.
Three 9.
Well, there's an unforced error there from Ashour. We haven't seen one of those in a while. Well, you can see there, he's just telling himself to keep his chin up. Look at that, forehand volley straight.
It's just too early. He's just making Willstrop look quite sluggish. It's only because this Egyptian is playing at superhero speed. He's now 7 game balls.
That's better from Willstrop. Again, a little bit of variation, a change of angle from the Englishman. Last minute, holds and flicks Willstrop cross court for the winner.
Still a lot of game balls here. 6 for the Egyptian. Let's take a 2-1 lead.
Well, just prolonging the inevitable here, Willstrop really. May try and get a few lengthy rallies into the legs of Ashour. He's going to have to get himself off the court here, regroup, get back to that game plan that he incorporated in the first.
Look at this. Oh, this is unbelievable. PJ, your mouth's still open.
I'm just in absolute awe at the moment, Joey. Sorry. You have to bear with me.
Oh, there's going to be a massive roar after this rally. Oh, that's exquisite squash.
Well, look at the crowd there. What a wonderful display of squash we're seeing here from these two players. Ramy Ashour, so entertaining.
Well, it's entertainment at the highest order, PJ. Well, here we have the extraordinary dive of Ramy Ashour. Getting the ball back and then sprinting. Look at that movement. Absolutely brilliant rally. So a quick court clean there. Good old Ken to his favourite Benny Hill song, the Benny Hill song. I think that would be a good training song, actually. Certainly get your feet moving quickly. So Willstrop now serving at 6-10. Still Ashour with game balls, and Willstrop's got to make a good service here because Ashour will go for an outright winner if it's loose.
Well, he's caused a lot of problems to Willstrop with that shot across the body. From the backhand side across to the forehand, Willstrop having to go from high to low very quickly. He's managed to pick it up, but he's got himself in all sorts of trouble.
Well, 9-minute third game, Ashour steaming along, taking it 11-6. He now leads by 2 games to 1.
We're going to see some fantastic rallies here between these two players again, but it was Ramy Ashour who came out in this third looking very, very solid indeed. His length again starting to really push Willstrop deep into the back of the court. We've seen hardly any unforced errors from the Egyptian since the midway through the first game. Got off to a 9-1 lead there, and at times, as you said, Joey, made James Willstrop look very, very sluggish and at times uncoordinated indeed. The speed at which he's reading Willstrop and moving onto the ball at the moment is just far too quick for James Willstrop. He's got 2 minutes now, the Englishman, to get himself off the court, regroup, get himself back on here to try and get back into this match, because at the moment it's one-way traffic for the Egyptian.
Well, I just can't believe that the pace he's playing at, but Willstrop's extracting the best squash from Ramy Ashour at the moment. And the Englishman, when he's got to get the ball behind him, but he's got to get back to that inch-perfect accuracy. It's so hard when the ball's being hit at such a pace and taken so early.
But I think there's too much going into the front of the court from Willstrop too early in the rally. He doesn't need to take away the front of the court completely, but his length at the moment, it's just not quite good enough, and therefore is playing into the hands of Ramy Ashour. He's leaping in and around the middle of the court. You can see him already anticipating the shot that Willstrop's going to play, and he's moving on to it straight away. So Willstrop's just really struggling to compete with that at the moment.
Well, it's going to be very tough. Malcolm Willstrop, James Willstrop's father and coach, has got to really try and salvage and help salvage something with the world's best player at the moment. We've got a clip here of Ramy Ashour's quite athletic dive.
Well, again, I think it's a quality that he's not given enough credit for, Ramy Ashour.
He's so athletic. Watch this. So he dives, he gets back up, and watch the speed.
Well, that's 3 strides, and he's gotten from the front left corner to the back left corner and got the ball back and almost hit an outright winner from it. So it's absolutely, it's unbelievable.
It is amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, very entertaining for us, PJ.
It certainly is.
Oh, you can see the crowd from our sky view camera right across the top of the arena. There's not a seat that's empty, possibly one next to us in the commentary box, but apart from that, everything completely packed to the rafters. So the players just knocking the ball up, getting ready for this 4th game. Can James Willstrop disrupt the play here of Ramy Ashour? He needs to keep control, get the Egyptian into the back of the court, wait for a slightly loose ball, and then finish it in the front. And that just sounds so easy.
You do make it sound easy, Joey, I have to be honest. However, James Willstrop is one of the few players on the World Tour that has the ability to do that. We've seen him do it time and time again. But there's one minor issue with that, and that's Ramy Ashour, and he's playing very well at the moment. He's 2-1 up, his tail's up,
Ashour
and he
leads.
looks very, very confident indeed.
2-1, love all.
Well, Willstrop really trying to get his focus back here. Concentrate on the job in hand. Immediately, look at that attack. I mean, there's no letting up at all. He's straight in, the killer instinct. He's wanting to move Willstrop quickly. Every time he plays a ball, Ramy Ashour. There's that wrist.
Really see the wrist of Ashour starting to expose some of the movement of James Willstrop here.
Hand out 1-all.
That's the tactic Willstrop needs to employ, using the four corners, but getting Ashour firstly deep in the back corners.
Down.
Well, there you go, exactly, Joe. He's done that there. He's got Ashour deep behind him in the court, squeezed an error.
Well, it doesn't matter how good you are with the racket. If you're further back in the court and it's obviously very close to the side wall, it's impossible to hit the type of winners that he does when he's in the middle of the court or at the front, Ramy Ashour. Look at this response from Willstrop here. Building up an early lead at 3-1.
Well, again, you have to give credit to the Englishman here.
And you can see he's signifying there that he's got the ball up around shoulder height. I don't know what he's signifying now. He's trying to interpret it.
Wants to clean the windows, maybe, or give the glass court a bit of a wipe.
Yes, lad. 2-3.
So I was just about to say previously, Joey, what is very good about James Willstrop here and very subtle, he's completely slowed down the pace of the game. It was fast and frantic in the second and third games, but that is completely taken away now by the height of Willstrop, and he's starting to really just slow ball Ramy Ashour now.
Well, this is the wonderful challenge that's happening. He's having to slow ball.
Well,
you see him acknowledging,
volley,
and that's wonderful. Massive respect between the two competitors, and to have an outright winner at a length on a volley drive like that is quite special. Willstrop signifying. So Ashour is on a flurry here. He's racing around the court again, trying to speed the pace up.
Down.
He's made another unforced error, talking to himself.
4-all. Down.
Well, there's the error again. James Willstrop just clipping the ball high and straight down the backhand side wall. Ashour just can't resist going for the winner. And he's made another unforced error, and he's starting to have a few quiet words with himself here. possibly losing a little bit of that focus that we've mentioned before. We've seen it in the past. He can completely turn around his mindset. He's been playing brilliant squash for the last 25 minutes or so. But the question is, can he maintain that long enough?
Well, he's done another one. I think there's 4 unforced errors from Ashour.
6-4.
And Willstrop now moves to 6-4. But what's happening is that Willstrop's hitting with such a lack of pace that the Egyptian's having to force the attack. I said it before, when the ball's hit with pace onto his racket, that's when he's so lethal. When he has to generate the pace, sometimes he mistimes it, and I don't know if it's because his racket is that light that he doesn't get the feel necessarily, but that's not a bad. Again, is an acknowledgement from Willstrop about the leg.
It's not bouncing at all, is it here? You can see the cross-court volley. First bounce, second bounce into the nick.
Well, we talk always about the front court attacks, but if you're hitting outright winners to the back of the court, that is such a skill, PJ, as you know.
It certainly is, yeah. Again, if you look at all the greats over the years, Joey, Rodney Martins, Jahangir Khans, Ramy Ashours.
Yourself.
Included, obviously, yes. But no, that was one of their real traits that, okay, the front of the court game was impeccable, but what made it so much more effective was their ability to attack into the back of the court. It's not normally an area you would think would be an area to attack, but these players can do that and hit actual winners into the back of the court, so it's quite staggering, really.
Well, this is the longest rally we've had on one of the side walls. And look at that finish. Oh, there's no malice there.
6-all.
That was literally like an alley game, going up and down that backhand wall. Well, we're at 6-all. We're getting into
on again, hasn't he?
The real business end of this fourth. Willstrop trying to survive into a fifth if possible.
Down.
Let's clip the top of the tin there. Willstrop just foot overstretching a fraction. Wasn't quite balanced enough.
7-6.
So all of a sudden, Ramy Ashour has got himself in front here in his third game. 2-1 lead.
Well, there's an amazing amount of support, seeing as though we're in London for the Egyptian PJ. You could hear a lot of the crowd going for Ramy Ashour.
I think both players mentioned in their interviews, Joey, that this is a very knowledgeable crowd we have here in the Soto Arena.
Well, there's another error. Trying to force it off slow pace from Willstrop. He didn't have it close to the side wall, but it was hit with such a soft swing. So quiet in the auditorium here, PJ.
Again, this is a skill of Willstrop. He's completely slowing Ramy Ashour down here, taking his time, bouncing the ball numerously before he begins the rally. Better width here from Willstrop. He's opened the court up brilliantly, Willstrop, but just clipped the top of the tin.
And out 8-7.
Well, he'll be absolutely beside himself with that opportunity. You see his reaction.
He's snatching, isn't he, Joe? He's just panicking a little bit. Everything gets a little bit quick as he takes that forehand volley drop in.
He's played it. Oh, that's so clever from Ashour. I'm not sure what's happened here with Willstrop.
He initially went to hold his right knee here, James Willstrop, as he comes back.
Look how quickly he plays. Oh, I'm not sure. Seems absolutely fine, actually. Willstrop up. But what was so clever about that, Ramy Ashour managed to get past Willstrop's body and actually pump the ball back cross court. Willstrop was very surprised that he didn't stop I think he was quite surprised Ramy Ashour didn't stop and ask for a let ball. So Ashour, clever play there, just getting past him to bang it cross court.
Well, it's a great lesson for anybody who's watching here to see Ramy Ashour get through and play the ball. He knew that Willstrop was stranded in that front left corner of the court. The whole of the right side was open. He forced himself to go around and play the ball. There was minimal contact. He got through and sent the ball cross court for a win-up.
So 2-point cushion here for the Egyptian. He's going to go for the killer blow, finish this off.
Well, intensity's up again, isn't it, from Ramy Ashour? He's just 2 points away from a spot in the final of this year's British Open. He's running around like a man possessed here, Ramy Ashour. It's too high. Again.
He was desperate to get to it, though, wasn't he? You could see he was already anticipating the shot by Willstrop. 9-7.
Yes, let. 9-7. Ashour. Video
only the second review.
On the yes, let.
Well, this is going to stay as a let ball.
Yeah.
Tell it from straight away. The original decision here being a let. Ramy Ashour reviewing it, looking for a stroke, but he's wrapping his racket around Willstrop. That's a let ball.
Well, he's just so eager to play the ball, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah,
that's the
he's
problem.
put his swing around him. I mean, that's a massive swing.
He's gone for the man there, not
massively,
for the ball.
Yeah.
Yes, let. Decision upheld. Ashour has no reviews.
I have to compliment you there, Joe. You were very quick to see that.
Well, I am sitting only 2 inches away from the screen. And it is a 60-inch screen.
Round.
Oh, this is getting interesting now, PJ. You can hear the roar of the crowd.
And out 8-9.
Wanting this squash match to continue further. So Willstrop serves at 8-9. This is going to test the mental strength here of Ashour.
Well, he's composing himself here, Ramy Ashour.
Well, watch this for a service. Willstrop's going to have to do the best
serve.
serve.
He has to hit the sideball, doesn't he? Yeah, just as you'd expect. Ultimate professional, James Willstrop. Tempo's up again here. Fast and furious exchanges across the middle of the court. Both players battling for that tee area.
Yes, let.
Well, tense times here now, Joey.
8-9.
Good depth hitting here from Willstrop.
Oh, he just clipped
Yes,
Ashour on the back of the head with his racket there. Just see as he moves through, just there, the elbow actually of Willstrop, just gentle tap on the head. I think he'll be fine. Again, both players wiping their hands on the wall. That's not to remove the sweat generally, Joe, is it's just to calm themselves down and get themselves back into the right frame of mind. It's more of a psychological tactic than anything else.
Well, this is nerve-wracking for anyone, and he's gone for the nick.
Well, it looked as though it was down initially.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Need to get a bit closer to the 60-inch screen there, Joey.
Look at him hunting the ball here, Ashour. Oh! This is unbelievable again.
Oh, another great rally between these two. It's gone the wrong way here initially.
How?
We had half a chance here.
Oh, what a rally! Look at that! You can see the Egyptian contingency leaping up from their seats there. I've just pulled my hamstring.
Burst my eardrum, Joe. Well, James, he has a chance to volley here, lets it go. By that time, Ashour's recovered.
Look at that
Gets
punch.
in and he's a straight drive down the line.
It's the first time I've ever seen James Willstrop dive on the court. Look at that snarl from Ashour. What a massive point.
Well, there's the dive from Ashour. Willstrop could have volleyed this initially, lets it go. Ashour recovers so quickly. The counter volley comes in. Ashour gets in, straightens the ball up for the winner. Willstrop's turn to dive, but unfortunately, just not quite good enough.
It wasn't.
And out, 10-8.
Well, this is
ball.
unbelievably exciting. As we predicted, Ramy Ashour now serves with 2 match balls and a place in the British Open final.
What a length here from Ashour. He's gone for it. What a finish!
What an unbelievable finish! Absolutely rocketing it into the cross-court nick. James Willstrop, that's the smile of that. That is a way to finish a match ball.
He's done it in style. What a cross-court volley from Ramy Ashour here. Sets the rally up brilliant. Great length initially.
Oh, thundering it in. Cracking semi-final just underneath the hour mark. Ramy Ashour getting past the #1 seed, James Willstrop, 8-11, 11-6, 11-6, 11-8. 3 games to 1.
Ramy, come and join me. Just letting him get his breath back and having a well-deserved drink. Ramy, that was exceptional. Many congratulations. Well done. What did you say to yourself after you lost that first game? I saw you pacing around outside, getting quite animated. What did you change?
Yeah, I've just, I said it before and I'll keep saying squash players are a bit like not very, well in the head. So I just keep on talking to myself. I'm just trying to push away the demons and the bad thoughts as much as I can. And, it's very hard to handle, this atmosphere. A lot of great crowd, a lot of support, and you have to rise to the occasion, and you have to play as good as these people, So, and at the same time, you still have to win. So it's about managing a lot of stuff at the same time. I know James is a great player, and James is the world champion at the moment, and he truly deserves it. I'm just trying to, trying to do something so I can come close to him, and I'm glad I won today, and thanks for all the support for me and for James as well. So.
The thing that struck me, Ramy, one of many things about your wonderful performance today was your movement. It was exceptional, wasn't it? Trust me, it was.
If you say so, I think squash is all about footwork and about positioning yourself. It's not just about hitting nicks and about doing these flaky stuff. There's a lot of plans, and this game is not easy. But at the same time, for me, it's always fun. And whether I lose, whether I win, I'll still come back and I still play. I still enjoy it. And I think a lot of people here would agree with this.
Your game, they certainly would. Your game seems to be in a really good place this week. Are you starting to believe that the British Open title might just be yours?
Probably, yeah. It looks like it's been going really well. I've been bleeding everywhere.
You can buy a few plasters this evening. But are you optimistic? Are you feeling confident? You must be after that display.
Yeah, I think that gave me a lot of boost. To be the world champion is such a big thing, and probably whoever is going to win tomorrow will be a very good match, because both players are such a high standard players, Peter Barker and Nick Matthew. Finally, I just want to thank everyone who's been helping with this tournament. It's been really great, and Mr. Allam has been doing this great tournament. We're very proud as Egyptians. We're very proud to have this tournament back. It's such a big name, such a prestigious tournament. So I'm happy to be back.
Ramy, that is very well said. Put your feet up tonight, have a rest, and very well played. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramy Ashour.
Well, another thrilling fourth game here between Ramy Ashour and James Willstrop. We saw a real back and forth between these two. Pretty much in the hands of the Egyptian, to be honest. I mean, he was absolutely flawless for, well, 3.5 games in the end. He looked like he took some momentum halfway through the first, and from there, his length improved. He started to really hurt Willstrop with a lot of hard, low kills across the body, really bringing in the movement of the tall Englishman. He's fired up. The way he finished this match is going to be a real handful to beat here. His confidence is up. He's into the final, and he's playing very, very well indeed.
Well, PJ, we knew it was going to be a spectacular affair between James Willstrop and Ramy Ashour, and Ramy Ashour producing his best squash at the semi-final stage. And I have to admit that if he stays healthy, which it looks like he's going to do, I really do feel, and we said it at the beginning actually of the tournament, that he is the one for this British Open.
I don't think anybody would deny the fact that Ramy Ashour on his day is the best player in the world. We've seen it here today against James Willstrop, and he had to be. There is a flip side to the Egyptian. He can sometimes play some pretty poor stuff by his standards, and it's pretty much in his hands, isn't it? As you said, if he stays fit and if he's confident, he's going to be an absolute handful, isn't he?